and portray that all of our African men are in the jailhouse when there's still some good brothers that are still out here, that are still looking for love and still know how to respect their elders and still know how to walk with their pants pulled up and still know how to get a real job. And if they can't get a job, they know how to create their own job. God is not praising less than low down gold digging women when God is not just praising because there's still some good soul sisters out here that's not selling their body for a dollar bill. God is not praising all of this hell that we're dealing with. I wanted tonight, is there anybody that want God to get praise for them? I want God to be pleased in the eyesight of what I do. I want God to send praises. I want God to be pleased with how I preach. I want God to be pleased with how I move. And I wonder, is there anybody in here to say, Lord, I just want you to be pleased with me. I may not be perfect, but God, I just want to please you. Here's what she did. I gotta go home. I can't stay here all night. Here's what she did. She went to her closet. Yeah. The text says she went and got an alabaster box. Oh, yeah. She came with her alabaster box. Yes, sir. She knelt down at the feet of Jesus. Yeah. Tore open the spikenard. Poured it on his feet. Yes, sir. And wiped it with her hand. Yeah. You missed your shot. She went to her closet. Yes, sir. She grabbed the box.
Come on now, tell the story.
The box had spikenard in it. She got to the feet of Jesus. Broke open the box. Yes. Poured it on his feet. Yeah. And wiped it with her hand. Come on. I don't want y'all to be slow like me. Come on now. So I'm going to say it again. Yeah. She went up to her closet. Yeah. Came downstairs with an alabaster box. Yes, sir. With all of expensive spikenard that was worth a whole year's salary. Knelt at the feet of Jesus, poured it on his feet, and wiped it with her hand. I know they said 30 times at the talk, but I want to do it one more time because I'm about to shout right here. She went up to her closet. Came down with a box. Poured the expensive oil at his feet. And got so overwhelmed that she wiped his feet with her hair. Lean in for a moment. She came prepared to give God praise. But she didn't come prepared to give God worship. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. When God got done creating the heavens and the earth and creating animals and creating the fowls of the air and the fish, the aquatic fish of the water, he decided that he wanted to have someone that he could call a friend. He took dirt, made dirt into a man, and breathed the breath of life into man, and man became a living soul. Jesus was satisfied that he had someone to fellowship with in the Garden of Eden. But then he looked at all of the animals, the fowls of the air, the mammals of the land, and the aquatic fish of the water, and saw that man was alone. And he decided to put some anesthesia in man and put man to sleep and take the rib from the side of man. Stitched man up and took the rib of the man and created woman. And when he created woman, the man saw the woman and he said, "Oh man," he said, "Woman, a man of my flesh, flesh of my bones," and called her woman. And said that the woman would be for man's glory and man would be for God's glory. But then he gave the woman her long, luscious, beautiful hair and said her hair was for her glory. And the thing about it is she came prepared to give God praise because she went and bought the most expensive things she had. But she didn't come prepared to worship him because when she got down to his feet, she got so overwhelmed with his presence that she wiped his feet with her hair, giving evidence that when she got at the feet of Jesus, she decided to give God all of her glory. And the thing about it is, some of y'all came in here to give God praise, but I need some of y'all that came in here to give God all of the glory, because God has been better than just your praise. And if there's anybody in here that needs God to do something in your life, you ought to give God glory. I got to leave this thing alone. Y'all can hear me losing up in here. She got to us now. Now, God will wild you sometimes. She came prepared to worship and give him praise, Sister Cherie. But she didn't know that being in his presence would make her praise go in the word. The songwriter says, you don't know my story. You don't know what all I've had to go through. You can't feel my pain and what I had to go through just to get here. You'll never understand my praise. And please get out the way and don't try to figure it out. Because my worship, oh, y'all know where I'm going with this. My worship is for real. I've been through too much not to worship him. I know some of y'all ain't don't know what I'm talking about, but I know there's a handful of y'all if you just go ahead and look back over your life and see how far God has brought you from, and see all the mountains he's brought you over, see all the valleys he's brought you through, see all the dark places he's brought you out of, to see all the sickness he's healed you from, to see all the gun wounds that he's kept you from, to see all the car wrecks he's shielded you from. You ought to tell God, I've been through too much not to worship him. I told you, you can't beat God. And here's the thing, you all. As I get ready to close, I'm not one of them Baptist preachers that I should like. When I say I'm about to go home, I'm really about to go home. I found out that when you come to give God glory, it will expose the devil. That's why I don't get mad. When people say he screamed too much, he hollered too loud, he sweat his suits out, he jumped too much, he run too much, he shouts too much. I do it because not only has God been good to me, but I want to show the enemy he couldn't stop. See, that's why some of y'all shouldn't be sitting there looking all bougie right now. I know you don't want to mess up your weed. It's all right. We can go buy you another. I know you don't want to mess up your stockings, but I promise you, they still got them on sale. I know you don't want to mess up the clothes you got from Macy's and Target and Dirt Cheap and Hudson, but I guarantee you, just like they had their outfit for 80% off, they got a whole bunch more. I know you don't want to tear up your heel, but baby girl, God can replace the shoes. If he can take care of the children of Israel for 40 years, he can take care of you for 40 minutes and 4 minutes. But you cannot let the enemy hold back your praise. You can't let the enemy keep you contained. You cannot let the enemy win. You ought to throw up your hand and show the enemy you couldn't stop me. You ought to open up your mouth and say, I will bless the Lord at all times. Because when you praise him, not only will you expose what he's done for you, but you will also expose your Judas. And Judas wanted to throw his 2 cents in somebody else's business. Yes, sir. He said, Lord, why let her pour all this oil on your feet? She could have took that same spike, got paid for it, and fed other people. That sounds like some people in the church. They want to tell you how to handle your blessing. That's why you got to be careful. Because everybody that say good don't mean good. Pastor, I think we ought to do this. Pastor, I think we ought to do that. I think you ought to shut up and mind your business. shout like this in Morning Star.
Come on now.
We don't holler like that
Come
at
on
St.
now.
John.
Yeah,
We don't run like that in Judah.
yeah.
We don't scream like that in Calvary.
Uh-huh.
We don't worship like that at Second Hope.
Ah.
You need to go home and mind your business and deal with your own hell and let me worship God for how He got me out of my own hell.
Yeah.
And what I love about Jesus, while you're too busy worshiping, He's too busy protecting you. See, St. John to tell you all, when I get up and get to preaching, I lose my natural mind. Because when I think about Jesus and all He's done for me, I don't care what they say about me. I don't care what they think about me. I don't care what they put on Facebook. I don't care what they put on Instagram. I don't care if they don't come back another Sunday. Because they don't know like I know what the Lord has done for me. And I know you can't tell it like I can tell it. He's been better to me than I've been to my own self. And I'm going to praise the Lord if I got to praise Him all by myself. The Bible says that while Mary was worshiping, while Mary was giving God glory, while Mary was wiping His feet with her hair, God, y'all don't mind if I shout about myself. The Lord told Judas, leave Mary alone. Because what she's doing for me now, I'm going to do it for her later on Calvary. Child of God, that's why you ought to praise your God. That's why the Lord changed your story. That is why the Lord healed your body. Yeah, that's why the Lord gave you your test. Because one day you was going to have to come to here tonight and show somebody that I thank my God. I thank God for my chapter 12. You don't understand what I went through in chapter 8. You don't understand what I went through in chapter 11. But you surely won't understand what I went through in my chapter 12. And I thank my God here tonight. I thank God that what I'm doing right now, He already done it on a hill called Calvary. He told Judas to leave her alone. He told Judas to don't mess with her while she's praising me. He told Judas to don't hinder her praise. Because there's going to come a day that I'm going to be bruised for her iniquity. The chastisement of her peace is going to be upon me. And by His stripes, we were going to all be healed. And I thank my God here tonight that He laid down His life because one day He knew that some way, somehow, there was going to be another Mary that was going to have to come to His feet. And I thank my God, He took a nail in His left hand, He took a nail in His right hand, He even took a spike in His feet. But I thank my God that they hung Him high and they slept Him wide. The Bible says they could have won the battle had they kept Him on the ground. They could have held back my praise had they kept Him on the ground. My Lord would have never been no good had they kept Him on the ground. But my Bible says that He said that if I be lifted up, I'll go all in under me. And they lifted Him high. And the Bible says He died to the movement blood. He died to the sun refused to shine. And is there anybody in here that know what happened? He stayed dead all Friday night. He stayed dead all Saturday morning. Now he even stayed yet. All Saturday night. But is there anybody in here that's going to lift up your hands and tell somebody that bright Sunday morning, he got up, and since he got up, I just gotta do it. I just gotta praise him. Because the Bible says that when she poured oil on the feet of Jesus, the fragrance of the oil shifted the atmosphere. And I wonder if there's anybody in here that want the Lord to shift this atmosphere. High five your neighbor and tell your neighbor, my Lord is shifting this thing. Because every time